Introducing the Audi A4, a stunning achievement in German engineering and one wicked ride. Dude, the new A4. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Now Channel 2 is online. Use your computer at home to get news and information from around the world and tell us what you think. 2 online, 231-4227.
Finally tonight, the Wizard of Oz comes to life in St. Louis. Fireworks lit the sky as the city helped kick off the worldwide premiere of the Wizard of Oz on ice. The Munchkins followed the yellow brick road to the St. Louis Archway that's been transformed into a beautiful glowing rainbow. It took some technological wizardry to light the 630-foot steel arch. Dorothy sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" as the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and Cowardly Lion stood by her side. Not quite the movie classic, but hey, St. Louis is pretty close to Kansas, so they're not that far away.
And they call him a Wizard of Weather.
Wizard of Weather.
Did they have any flying monkeys down there?
No.
Didn't see
They
any.
left that out, huh? All right. Well, we're going to have great weather tomorrow. We'll have fog in the morning and then sunshine up to about 88. 5-day forecast keeps the sun rolling right on through the weekend. 87 on Thursday and then cooling off into the weekend.
Okay, take care, everybody.
You bet. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thanks for watching Channel 2 News, the Northwest News leader.
September 12th, 1995.
On the ground. At the briefing.
When they tell us to go fly a mission, we fly. And when they tell us to drop something, we drop it. And that's basically the bottom line.
Taking off for Bosnia. And at home.
He knows his dad's up flying, and I will tell him that yes, we are dropping bombs, and yes, we're trying to take care of this.
The 510th Fighter Squadron, the Bosnia Buzzards. Tonight, an inside look at the Americans flying the bombing runs over Bosnia.
This is ABC News Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
You will meet some U.S. pilots tonight who are flying missions against Bosnian Serb targets. You will see them in their cockpits and in their kitchens, with their crews and with their families. But what we show you will be, by necessity, an incomplete portrait. What you will not see is what makes these men such a terrifying reality to their enemies. And indeed, while the United States is not involved in any declared war, those who simply hear the sounds of NATO jets screaming overhead at more than 500 miles an hour, those members of the Bosnian Serb army on the ground who brace themselves for the impact of the bombs and missiles unleashed by those American pilots, certainly must regard them as the enemy. Until today, NATO has been insisting that the bombing will continue until the Serbs withdraw all their heavy weapons at least 12 miles from Sarajevo. Until now, the Serbs have not done so, and so the bombing continues. Hundreds upon hundreds of missions targeting Bosnian Serb military installations. It seems more like war from the ground, but the U.S. pilots who spoke with Nightline's Dave Marish recognize it for what it is, no matter what the perspective.
Whether you're at war or not is simply a matter of semantics. And not one that we care to engage in.
When they tell us to go fly a mission, we fly. And when they tell us to drop something, we drop it. And I'm glad we're doing it. But again, if I wasn't glad we were doing it, I'd be doing it anyway. So yeah, that's my job.
Neither in sorrow nor in anger, American pilots and their vast military support network have taken up the task of bombing Serb separatist military positions in Bosnia. Most of them launch from the vast Aviano NATO air base north of Venice. This is their view of what they're doing. While ground crews scramble at the 510th Fighter Squadron, the self-named Bosnia Buzzards, Lead man Psycho is briefing his wingman, Doc.
If one of us goes down, the primary thing to do is the other guy get away from that area.
We were asked to identify pilots only by their call signs. Once they're suited up, the pilots of the 510th Fighter Squadron's next stop is their airplanes.
Well, mainly we're just thinking about what we've got ahead of us, kind of reflowing in our heads what the plan is, what the target is, how we're going to execute it.
This well-practiced pre-flight sequence has all the precision of needlework, and everyone knows every stitch has to be perfect.
It is kind of an eerie feeling because you're loading them up, and then your planes leave, and they come back empty. So it kind of puts things in perspective.
When they're going out to train and drop bombs, they're dropping it off on a range, and there was no possibility of human lives being lost, and now there's a difference. We're going out into war.
For some pilots, this is when the adrenaline kicks in, when the roar of their engines tickles their seats. For others, the rush comes when they cross into Bosnian territory.
You cross the coastline, you know that the games are over. It's the real thing.
You're very aware of what's going on. You hear things that you might not have otherwise heard on a training sortie. Your eyes are out, you're looking around. You're focused on what you need to accomplish the next step, looking for the air defenses, identifying your target, checking everything out.
This is a fairly sophisticated crowd out there. They've got sophisticated weaponry. They've got a lot of it. There are lights in some places. Sarajevo was somewhat lit up last night. You do see explosions from artillery pieces on the ground going off, and you see explosions from other aircraft going off out there. Keeps your awareness up.
The fighter pilots are aware they've got lots of helpers in the sky. This EC-130 command and control plane, for example, will spend at least 12 hours tonight slowly orbiting over the Adriatic, assigning targets and taking in information on how hard they've been hit.
Do you have a visual on the target? Bunker on top of the hill, suspended 2 GBU-16, target destroyed.
On a dozen computer screens, technicians follow who's doing what to the Serbs. Fast movers like F-14s, 15s, 16s, and 18s. Slow movers like the tank and artillery busting A-10s.
It does take us a bit longer to get there, but once we're there, we can stay a lot longer also. To see a target that's in close proximity or hidden in the woods, as the case was today, takes a little bit of time to actually plot it out and make sure you get the exact location.
The EC-130 also keeps track of the electronic warplanes, the missile hunters and radar jammers that help to select the targets and then protect the fighters that are attacking them. It's a lethal symphony in the Balkan skies, and like strings and brass and woodwinds, these various sections are harmonized together day and night. Nundog and T.O. are back from a night that started slowly.
Lots of weather. We wound up being held by the mission directors and had to refuel 4 times.
But finished fine.
It's a great feeling. I'm just now starting to my speech is probably getting better. Just starting to relax now. Would love to have something to drink here in just a second. And it was a very, very hard target to find. Weather was a big factor, and I think we did it smart. We did it safely, and we got it right. And so, yeah, now that feeling's starting to roll over you, and that's good.
The bombs were on target. The pilots came home safe. The planes got back whole. Score 1 for the Buzzards.
We'll talk to the man in charge of the NATO bombing operation, U.S. Admiral Leighton Smith, later in the program. But first, when we come back, part 2 of Dave Marish's report.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Network MCI Business.
This is about advanced communication technology, about what's happening today. How things like the virtual office and call centers can work for your business. But it's not about bits, bytes, bells, or whistles. This is about people who know how to listen and where to look. People who can help you put all the pieces together and even get you the hardware and software you need for free. This is about how simple things can be. About knowing who, about knowing how. Network MCI, that's how.
You have a 30-year mortgage. So shouldn't you have a 30-year faucet? Moen. Buy it for looks. Buy it for life.
more relief than the regular strength of Bayer or Tylenol. Anacin, when you really got a headache.
Wednesday, one of the most disturbing stories we've ever reported. Do you know what your babysitter does when you leave the house? Shocking undercover video shows scenes you won't believe.
I wanted to immediately go downstairs and kill her.
A prime time for every parent, Wednesday.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving, to give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car! Take it to the star!
Excuse me. Did you have Total for breakfast today?
No.
Still think you got all of its vitamins and minerals?
Probably.
Rondo! Let's see what you ate, shall we? Breakfast, not very high in vitamins, eh, bucko? Lunch, not too bad. Oh, let's just skip this one. Dinner, you're trying. And the results, a bit short on some of these vitamins. You know, 3 out of 4 adults miss something. So try Total. It has 100% of 11 of the many vitamins and minerals you need. Wake up to Total.
When the F-16 pilot, call-signed Nundog, gets back to Italy from a bombing run over Bosnia, he gets home. Home to everyday Aviano, where the cafes, the traffic, the people on the street all say, normal, no war here. Home as well to his wife and son.
The good news is that I have the luxury of being able to come into my family environment and get the support that anyone would love to have in that kind of situation. And unfortunately, it puts a tremendous amount of stress on my family, who have to deal with my coming and going and what I'm doing in between. I finished last night and finished all the paperwork and left the squadron as quickly as I could. It was right around 1 a.m. I got home shortly, but I couldn't go to sleep right away. So I piddled around the house for just a little bit, and then finally I'm able to lie down in bed. That's the first time I talked to her, and you know, it's now 2 a.m. or so.
When you do hear that door shut, you're not in a deep sleep. So it's kind of like a mother waiting for a teenager to come in.
And just like the mother of the kid on a date, Sue's relief of return lasts only until the next moment of departure.
It's kind of a surreal situation. You'll be sitting on the balcony drinking your cup of coffee and watching the formation of 4 planes go over, and you're thinking that could be my husband, and he's headed to Bosnia.
And even though I may be in bed, we're fairly certain the plane going over is someone we know, and certainly someone we love and trust and are worried about just as much.
There is another player in this family game of tension and release, an 8-year-old whose call sign is
Nanpup.
His father's job puts a lot on his mind.
He flies F-16 and F-16s, and he does a mission over Bosnia called Deny a Flight.
He knows his dad's up flying, and I will tell him that yes, we are dropping bombs, and yes, we're trying to take care of this.
How does one fit a job unlike any other into a boy's life when dad daily goes to work and comes home to sleep, just like a milkman or bus driver or school teacher?
You don't want to steal their childhood from them and make them accept and deal with the pressures and concepts that you have to deal with as an adult. But also, you don't want to treat them like they have no way of understanding what's going on. So if he wants to talk, I'll talk to him. And I can usually explain things, I think, well enough that he can accept that answer. So, how was soccer practice?
Good.
These days, soccer practice at Aviano can give a child grim reminders. When the planes are flying, security rules force the players off the field. For Nunpup, that means
His life is put on hold on a day-to-day basis according to what happens with the squadrons and what's going on with the world situation.
But even when soccer is on, the day can clang like a bad note on a piano.
Last night, I went by the squadron after my son's soccer practice, and I thought I'd just pop in for 5 or 10 minutes. We might be able to get a quick bite to eat. I was told he was up flying. Whereas in Desert Storm before, I mean, I knew he was in danger, but it wasn't every day or every afternoon. I just knew that, well, he's in a dangerous situation. And it's quite different now when you hear the jets fly over. You're thinking, well, that could be my husband.
Some days, you know, whenever he leaves and he goes away from here, kind of the thought enters your mind, will he come home? Will that be the last time that I've kissed him goodbye?
T.O. and his wife Julia have only been married a couple of years. Julia is still adjusting to the military life, and she has no child to share or distract her from the anxieties.
There's some nights whenever it's late here, quiet, and I hear jets taking off. You know, I think about, gosh, this makes me feel so lonely and scared almost, because I know it's a good possibility that's him.
There are so many things the military families of Aviano cannot know. How long will this bombing last, and what will follow? Real peace or real, even more dangerous war? The questions hang in the air like the clouds following the planes eastward to the Adriatic. And the only answer is, do your job.
Even though it is not technically our war, there are people out there that need us, and there are some atrocities going on that have to stop. So I feel very fortunate to be a part of at least making something happen.
Here in Aviano, even for the men and women working here, even for the flyers bombing Bosnia, it's hard to know exactly what influence this campaign is having. But while the world waits for answers, hard jobs still have to be done. And they're being done right here. I'm Dave Marish for Nightline at Aviano Air Base, Italy.
When we come back, an interview I did earlier today with the Commander-in-Chief of Allied Forces Southern Europe, U.S. Admiral Leighton Smith.
It's that time of year again, Visine season. The time for red, burning, irritated eyes. The season when your eyes need all the help they can get. The season for Visine. Of all the eye drops you can buy, Visine is the only one recommended by pharmacists 4-to-1 over any other brand. It's so effective, it gives you 100% of the relief you need. So red, irritated eyes feel 100% refreshed. Remember, it's Visine season. Better get Visine. It gets the red out.
Behr Premium Plus interior paint is made with pure titanium dioxide for cleaner, brighter whites and exceptionally vivid colors. And at the Home Depot, our paint pros will gladly match Behr Premium Plus with anything, except, of course, a premium price. Behr Premium Plus, exclusively from the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Next time, what to do when you're stressed out.
Also, the IRA's Jerry Adams and alternatives to Prozac.
Plus, Brett Butler on Good Morning America.
Here on ABC.
Tomorrow on Channel 2 News at 5, you're walking for fitness, but conditions may not be in your favor. Are you putting yourself in danger every time you go out for a walk? We'll show you how to evaluate your walking safety. Fall into fitness with Nike and Channel 2 as we explore steps you can take to make your walking routine safer. Tomorrow on Channel 2 News at 5.
At the Men's Warehouse, when you show your customer a look like this, you'll show them how to dress casually and still mean business. I guarantee it.
When one chemical company starts cleaning up its act, that's good. When two chemical companies do it, that's better. And when 200 companies get together, they can make a real difference. The members and partners of the Chemical Manufacturers Association make 90% of America's chemicals. And they're making some changes to make a difference for all of us.
You grow a business with smarts and determination.
Some good-looking business cards and promotional pieces can help. Since 1968, LaserQuick has been helping businesses grow by printing and copying promotional flyers, brochures, manuals, proposals, and just about anything else a business needs. With competitive prices, helpful service, and convenient locations. Given the right printer, anything's possible. LaserQuick.
Joining us from NATO's Southern Command headquarters in Naples, Italy, Admiral Leighton Smith. He is the Commander-in-Chief of Operation Deliberate Force in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Admiral, as we've just seen, your men are operating under extraordinary circumstances there in Europe because, on the one hand, they're still going back home every night. On the other hand, it's difficult to look upon the people they're fighting as the enemy. There is really no declaration of war between the United States and Bosnian Serbs. How do you handle that?
Well, for me, it's probably a little bit easier than for the folks that are flying the missions, Ted. Let me tell you that my hat's off to those young men and women and all of their families who have to go through what you've just described. But let me tell you, they're pulling together as a team, and it's working.
There's an excruciatingly delicate balance that you've also got to meet, because it's entirely possible that a few weeks or months down the road, colleagues of yours in the Army, the Marine Corps, may very well be on the ground to enforce a peace. And to the degree that Serbians begin to look upon American fighting men as the enemy, that's going to make it more difficult for those Marines and soldiers when they come in.
Well, we certainly hope that won't be the case. We are trying very hard at this end of the game, and the NATO side of the house, I might add, and this is a NATO operation. We're trying very hard to stay within very close parameters. There's a clear set of requirements that the Bosnian Serbs understand. It has been explained to them in a number of different ways. And if they say that they will meet those requirements and those commitments and those conditions, then this airstrike business will be over. It's just a matter of them making up their mind that they're going to comply with those conditions.
I want to be sure that I understood you correctly there. You say if they say they're going to do it. Is it enough if they say it, or are they going to actually have to have done it before the bombing stops?
Ted, that's a decision that the political bodies are going to have to make, and I probably, it's conceivable that I misspoke. I will tell you that what I would prefer to see is a written guarantee by the Bosnian Serb Army, specifically General Mladic, and we would like to see demonstration of intent, and that is to say they're moving weapons out of the 20-kilometer exclusion zone. Clearly, if we see that, and they have demonstrated intent, and they've signed up, and they've told us that they will comply with the other requirements, then I must tell you that my expectations would be that there would be a good reason there to stop the bombing.
Even there, Admiral Smith, it sounds to me as though you're backing off a little bit from what the NATO position was only a few days ago. I was under the impression that the position was not until those heavy weapons are withdrawn from around Sarajevo would the bombing stop.
Ted, that's a very delicate issue, and I really don't think it's proper of me as the military person to become involved in that. My guidance is to select targets and to conduct the airstrikes. My understanding is that there are three conditions there, one of which is the removal of heavy weapons, and demonstration of intent to do that would certainly be something that we would welcome. Beyond that, I think it would be pure speculation on my part.
Well, let me give you a much easier one to answer then, and that is the way that the Russians are responding at the moment. As you know, one Russian spokesman today described what is going on, and he's referring to the NATO airstrikes. And he used the term genocide, rough term, particularly with all the freight that word carries. Would you respond to that?
I would tell you that he is mistaken, he's misinformed. We are striking targets that are militarily significant targets. We have exercised what I consider to be excruciating planning and detailed planning at that to ensure that we minimize any collateral damage. That goes into the selection of the targets, the selection of the aim points, the route that the pilots use to deliver the weapons. I would also tell you that, in my view, if there were in fact significant collateral damage, my expectations would be that it would be on television. We've certainly not seen any of that. I don't think there's that much collateral damage, and I think our pilots have been reacting very, very responsibly in that respect.
When you talk about collateral damage, Admiral Smith, you're referring, I presume, to civilian casualties. What is it that you as a commander and your pilots as the implementers of your orders do to avoid civilian casualties?
Ted, let me just say that collateral damage is more than just civilian casualties. It's damage to things that are outside the target area. But the whole process starts at the selection of targets. We have an awful lot of planners that will go over the charts and go over the photography, and they select militarily significant targets. But the real bottom line is that we will err on the safe side, and we're selecting those targets which we consider minimize the potential for collateral damage.
All kinds of weapons are used in this kind of psychological warfare that goes on. The fact that there has been so much discussion of the use of F-117s, of the stealth fighter bombers, leads me then to ask you now, first of all, are the Italians willing to go along with that? And what would it take before you would employ the stealth fighter bombers?
Ted, let me just answer that this way. In an environment like this, you want to use all of the weapon systems that are available to you that have applicability against the target set that we're looking at. I am not going to rule out the use of F-117s. I'm certainly not going to comment at this point on the Italians and whether or not they have chosen to allow 117s in once we have put that request forward in an official way. I do, again, reiterate...
Forgive me for interrupting, Admiral, but have you not put in the request?
Ted, I'd just as soon not comment on that specifically. That's an issue that's in diplomatic channels right now, and it would be inappropriate to discuss it in this forum.
One more slight prickly subject. You know that there have been a number of leaks out of the Pentagon over the past few days saying that the targeting has not been quite as successful as it has sounded coming out of your headquarters.
I usually answer questions like that. Let's look at the successes, not the ones that we missed. You and I both know that anytime you put an aircraft into an area, potentially hostile area, and we certainly would consider it that, given the fact that they are shooting at us and we have lost one aircraft, and you do that at night, and you are going to deliver a weapon from an aircraft that's flying at something in excess of 500 knots at a target that's going to be a minimum of 25,000 feet away from you, it's reasonable to assume that you're not going to hit the bullseye every single time. But I must tell you that I am extremely proud of what our pilots are doing. The feedback that I'm getting from General Ryan would suggest to me that we are successful in our efforts. That doesn't mean we hit it the first time every time, but I will also tell you that we've been very, very good at what we're doing, and I'm pleased with the outcome.
Admiral Smith, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ted.
I'll be back in just a moment.
Come on, move the car. Hey, move the car. Hey, what is wrong with you? Move the...
Thanks to Sprint Business, the Kelly family is getting bigger every day.
There are over 500,000 of us.
Because SprintNet is the data network that allows Kelly Services instant access to all their people coast to coast. That's how Sprint helps them place more people in more jobs in half the time.
Sprint helped us grow 30%.
We'll help your business do more business. Call Sprint Business.
You know, there's nothing more fun than a vacation at sea. You can lounge in the fresh air, visit romantic ports, enjoy fine dining, great shows, pampered service. I love it here. There's so much to do.
Holly, Hal, hi, Kathy.
Hi, Richard. What are you doing here?
Having the time of my life.
Oh.
If my friends can see me now.
Take a 3-, 4-, or 7-day vacation on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
I love this ship.
Excuse me. Did you have Total for breakfast today?
No.
Still think you got all of its vitamins and minerals?
Probably.
Righto! Let's see what you ate, shall we? Breakfast, not very high in vitamins, eh, bucko? Lunch, not too bad. Oh, let's just skip this one. Dinner, you're trying. And the results, a bit short on some of these vitamins. You know, 3 out of 4 adults miss something. So try Total. It has 100% of 11 of the many vitamins and minerals you need. Wake up to Total.
We'd like to welcome 2 new affiliates to the ABC television network, the new ABC 6 in Providence, Rhode Island, and KMGH Channel 7 in Denver, Colorado. We'd also like to thank our affiliate WSB in Atlanta, which is now carrying Nightline live. Welcome. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
For Nightline transcripts, call 1-800